So Sony confirmed great news about classic franchises. PlayStation 6 was actually said by Sony for the first time, and the PlayStation 6 timeline release. Those are the stories we're going to cover today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, what was the first PlayStation console you ever had? We're going to be talking about classic PlayStation IPs today, but before that, I want to know where everyone started. I started with the PlayStation 1, but that's just me. What about you? So comment below, what was your first PlayStation console? Let me know down in the comments below. Now diving into the first story of the video, PS6 was mentioned for the first time. Recently, architect of the PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, PS5, and PS5 Pro recently sat down with IGN to discuss PSSR and the future of PlayStation technology. The conversation was focused around the PlayStation 5 Pro and its current tech and what that means for the future. We've seen some of this content with Digital Foundry's coverage after Mark Cerny released his Road to PS5 style video for the PlayStation 5 Pro not too long ago. In that video, he also announced their new project with AMD called Amethyst. This whole project's purpose is to improve machine learning / AI tools and technology for PlayStation and PC and beyond. So this isn't just PlayStation focused, but Mark Cerny's interest in developing this machine learning tech is what benefits can this bring to video game graphics and how can that evolve? PSSR was one of these, with it being machine learning based technology focused on upscaling your image quality. This was the gist of their conversation, which led into talking about the PlayStation 6. Mark Cerny stated that it takes about 4 years to make a console, and this isn't the first time he's said this. He's not only said this recently, he said this earlier this year as well, but for some reason, people only seem to have acknowledged it now. The IGN interviewer then stated this: "To jump to the future then, you said the console development is a roughly 4-year process. Does this mean we can imply that work has begun on the PlayStation 6? Mark Cerny replied with, "We are not discussing PS6 at this time." So this is surprising to me that he just said PS6 and not something like, "We're not discussing the next generation of PlayStation today." The interviewer then said, "Can we expect it in roughly 4 years? Mark Cerny replied with, "Same answer." So I don't know why this guy was thinking that Mark Cerny was just going to drop this information in late 2024 on a random IGN interview, but I guess he tried. Unless IGN is lying about what Mark Cerny said, which I don't think they are, he said PlayStation 6 years before it's been officially shown or even announced or officially acknowledged this is the PS6 and not PS Banana or whatever they decide to call it. It's going to be PS6, but it's just interesting and surprising that he just straight up said PS6. Just thought that was surprising to me, and if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now diving into the second story of the video, Sony confirmed great news about classic franchises. Reading from the Game Post, in a recent interview with Famitsu, Hermen Hulst, CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment Studio Business Group, offered a glimpse into PlayStation's evolving strategy. The discussion covered a wide range of topics, from reviving dormant IPs to collaborating with external studios and expanding the PlayStation experience to PC players. When asked about the possibility of bringing back beloved dormant PlayStation IPs, Hulst didn't shy away from the topic. "Our extensive IP portfolio is an important asset for PlayStation, and as part of our efforts to strengthen our portfolio, we continually explore opportunities to leverage our legacy IP as well as develop new franchises," Hulst shared. So this was exciting to hear because Sony has a ridiculous amount of IPs that they just have not been touching in so long. I get that their mainline studios are working on new franchises and that's what they want to focus on, but that doesn't mean other studios can't take on some of these older IPs. Some developers that worked on some of these classic IPs back in the day have also gone to other studios, so that talent is out there as well. I brought up the infamous Remake here because that was rumored for a while before I believe Sucker Punch came out and said they don't have projects for Sly Cooper or Infamous in the works and they're focused on the Ghost franchise. With the recent comments from Hermen Hulst, this can now possibly be a thing. You don't really need Sucker Punch to be fully involved to make an Infamous remake. Look at how the great the Demon Souls remake turned out to be, or even the Silent Hill 2 remake most recently. There are amazing studios out there that can make solid remakes of Sony classics, and I think that's the best way to go about it first. Just start remaking a bunch of your games, get these new studios involved, and get them to understand each of these IPs and what fans want, and depending on how fans respond to each of these remakes, you can push for a new game in that franchise after that. Medieval 1 remake was a solid example of Sony bringing back a classic, and I wish they would remake the sequel, and maybe now there's a chance for that. Killzone also had its 20th anniversary recently, and Guerrilla Games said nothing, not even a tweet, which was very weird for any studio to just go about their way like that. I hope that turns into something, maybe a remaster, remake situation, or maybe I'm just coping. Let's see how this goes, but I'm happy to hear they're looking into their classic IPs. But you guys let me know if you want an Infamous remake or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, the PlayStation 6 release timeline. Recently, co-CEO of PlayStation Hideki Nishino sat down with Famitsu to discuss PlayStation. In that interview, he was asked this question: the PlayStation 4, which has been on the market for over 10 years, is still in use, and the life cycle of hardware seems to be longer, but what are your prospects for the future of the PlayStation 5? Nishino replied with, "We think that the PlayStation 5 will be around for a long time, just like the PlayStation 4. However, I don't think it's right to delay the release of the next product that incorporates new technology because it will be around for a long time. The timing of introducing new hardware is related to the timeline of technological evolution and the timeline for us to implement it. Therefore, I think it's important to provide new things while playing the ones that are currently in operation and to expand in total." So the PlayStation 5 will be around like the PlayStation 4, but they don't think that should delay the release of their next console, the PlayStation 6. This sounds like the PlayStation 6 will probably be here around 2027 or 2028, which is what we've heard from reports, and you can kind of guess that already by looking in the past with the PlayStation 4 to PS5 timeline. That was about 7 years. The PS3 to PS4, that was about 7 years. So we could have the same case here, but a key part in Nishino's response is the right time with the right tech, and they're pushing machine learning going forward. Will that have evolved enough by 2027? Let's see. But you guys let me know if you're looking forward to the PlayStation 6 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is a part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with the New Year week. This week, we have the new year coming Wednesday. We're going to be entering 2025. A lot of big things coming out in 2025. If you're excited for that like I am, destroy the comment section with the New Year week. And I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.